For more videos on people's struggles, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Hello and welcome to Around the World in 8 Minutes, a show where we bring you stories from working class movements and people's struggles around the world. Today we are standing here in New Delhi, India, where central trade unions from across the country have gathered to protest against the amendments being made in the country's labour laws by the currently ruling far-right Bharatiya Janata Party government. These amendments are aiming to replace the currently existing 44 labour laws and replace them with 4 labour codes. These amendments will significantly weaken the country's workers' rights and workplace regulations. The amendments increase the threshold of the number of workers in a workplace that is required for workers' rights and laws to be applicable, thus reducing the number of workers who can avail of their workers' rights. Also, these new amendments do not follow the recommendations made by the country's pay commission and the country's trade unions for the minimum wages. They only offer an amount which is half the recommended amount by trade unions. The protests are also against the massive disinvestment and privatization drive which is being undertaken by this government. The current government is aiming to privatize or close down over 42 state-run companies. This also includes the country's railways. This will not only have an adverse impact on the workers and the employees in the railways sector, but also on the common people who use the railways as a cheap mode of transport. Let's talk to the protesters now to know more about their demands.
The basic intention of codifying this is to do away with all whatever available rights of the workers and the in a cunning way actually the Modi government is counterposing that it is the organized versus the unorganized. But you see that for example this code of wages, it is amalgamating the basic right, the right of where the exploitation is there, so that is on the minimum wages. They have amalgamated all those things so that the people, means even if otherwise also it was difficult for the common unorganized sector workers, now they amalgamated it and they have made small changes in the definitions and all so that it need not be implemented anywhere. And even there the definition of the minimum wage itself has been changed and the criteria of fixing minimum wages, that has been done away with. That is the basic demand of the working class movement of the country, that how you define the minimum wages, how you define the wages of a worker. So there that you have done away with all consensus, all international standard, all national standard, all the laws, all the Supreme Court judgment even they have done away with, and they are coming out with some kind of a national floor level and all. So these are all been done away with and all the criteria has been done away with. So then what happens is that if according to that, even if it is to be implemented all over the country, it is a pittance and it is already, means whatever standard they are telling that the minimum, what minimum is there for some of the workers. So that is 4,500 rupees a month. So that may be a family wage average, means for around 30-40% of the working class. So this is being done everywhere and this is nothing but it is to give an open invitation to the capitalist class that you extract the surplus directly and go.
Thank you, Surangya. For our next story, we go to the streets of Buenos Aires in Argentina, where thousands of people marched on Thursday, August 1st, to mark the second anniversary of the forced disappearance of Santiago Maldonado, a 28-year-old activist. Santiago went missing in 2017 following a violent raid by the Argentinian National Gendarmerie, the border police, on the Mapuche community Pulof in the Chubut province. On October 17, 2017, almost 78 days after his disappearance, his body was found in the Chubut River of southern Argentina. Santiago Maldonado was an artisan and an activist who was deeply committed to the Mapuche nation's struggle for ancestral land rights. At the time of the repression, the Pulof community was defending their ancestral land that was bought by the Italian business group, the Benettins, which is one of the largest private landowners in the Patagonia region. On August 1st, 2017, the police were deployed by the authorities to remove the protesters, following which there was a violent crackdown. Maldonado had joined the protest in solidarity with the Mapuche community and to demand the release of their leader, Facundo Jones Fuala, who to this day is still in prison. The gendarmerie agents shot at protesters with live bullets. Human rights organizations, as well as the family members of Maldonado, alleged foul play by the state repressive forces. The autopsy and information from the scene clearly supported the hypothesis that Maldonado had been violently killed by state forces. And it is also impossible that his body had been in the river from August 1st to October 17th when it was recovered, since during that time, expert teams carried out 3 different sweeps of the river. However, a court which looked into the case stated that Santiago had drowned in the river without being subjected to any force, that is, he drowned on his own. Thus, the court exonerated the gendarmerie. On November 29, 2018, Judge Gustavo Leral closed the case and the state has refused to open it despite overwhelming irregularities. Today, 2 years after his forced disappearance, Argentinian movements continue to demand the truth behind the disappearance and his death. Here are a few testimonies from the protests that took place on August 1st.
Esta familia, casi 80 días maltratada por el Estado, además de este crimen que tuvieron en su familia, la desaparición forzada, lo decimos cada jueves, es el crimen de crímenes, es cuando a una familia se la priva de todos sus derechos absolutamente. Ni saber qué pasó con su familia, ni la familia saber qué pasó con ellos y ellas. Una desaparición forzada. Es un crimen imperdonable, que no puede ser perdonado. Los culpables tienen que ir presos ya. Tiene que haber un sinceramiento. Basta de mentiras del gobierno, del Estado. Basta de ofender a una familia y a un pueblo. Porque Santiago es el hijo nuestro también, es el hijo nuestro. Entonces por eso insistimos de la aparición con vida. También queremos la libertad de los compañeros que a través de todas estas represiones de Santillán, del Lonco que está también en el sur, de los compañeros indígenas, también queremos que les den la libertad y se dejen de humillar y perseguir al pueblo mapuche especialmente, porque estas son consecuencias también de una situación económica. Santiago estaba apoyando un reclamo de las tierras de las comunidades. Santiago como Santillán en Formosa también reclamando por sus tierras ancestrales. Entonces tiene un trasfondo, no es porque sí, no se lo llevaron porque era revoltoso, porque era un artesano, no, había un motivo muy gordo, muy pesado. Nosotros queremos que prontamente se averigüe si ese cuerpo que fue plantado allí, plantado alevosamente y de una manera burda y ofensiva para todos nosotros, para la familia, 30.000 detenidos desaparecidos. ¡Presente! 30.000 detenidos desaparecidos. ¡Presente! 30.000 detenidos desaparecidos. ¡Presente! Ahora y siempre. Ahora y siempre. Ahora y siempre.
Santiago is a symbol of solidarity, of the struggle to defend the earth and the movement to free political prisoners. He also stands for the resistance to repressive state policies and those practices many thought had died out with the last civic military dictatorship. While it is uncertain how exactly Maldonado died, his story has left a mark in Argentina's history, which will resonate with its people for many years to come as they fight for an independent and impartial look into the case. That's all we have for this episode of Around the World in 8 Minutes. For more such stories and videos, visit our website peoplesdispatch.org and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching.